arrested and questioned by Gardaí. He knows of this chap because he lives in St. Finbarr Cemetery. John, good morning.
Morning, Neil. How are you?
I'm good. Just jumping on with you because I think you know the individual. Have you met the individual in the past?
I have. Just weeks ago, before the heatwave came, the nights were kind of chilly enough there, and I have a ritual. I visit my mother's grave at least once a week, maybe not on the same day, but one day in the week. And I saw this individual on my way into the cemetery, and I was supposed to have been a Christian and a good Samaritan, whole thing going. I was going back out and I was going to carry on, and I said, hang on a second over here, So I went over and I gave him a handy for Rob, and I did chat with him, and I said, yeah, all right, do you want anything? And he said, well, I'd not the coat. He said, he'd only T-shirt on him, and he said, I'm kind of chilly, during the night. I said, I'll bring you a coat tomorrow night, so brought him out a jacket. I'd never use a denim jacket with grand 4 inside and the lambswood 4, and I gave it to him. Now I feel like an idiot now after doing this, because this is what the individual does then. He fears they live in there. That's how the people up to Lough. Someone could have got a heart attack. There's people up there with children. There's a lot of fear in the community now. After what happened to the child in Dublin there with the crash, Aisling Murphy, people are nervous. I can see going around the Lough there at night and it starts to get dusk where there's girls running. They're kind of going to the breast way. They're nervous. I mean, this has crept into the country now, and we don't need this character now after getting a lot of help by the public. And
he might be unwell, John. Bear in mind now, this guy could have psychiatric issues, and at another time of his life, he would never... What?
He's after turning down all help, I was told this morning from Simon and all the other agencies. He told them all to go away. He doesn't want no help. He just wants to be on his own. No, that's grand. He's entitled to do that. But you don't go up the Lough like him in a mean area like that where there's elderly people, mothers and fathers and kids and grandparents playing with small kids and scare the bejesus out of them.
But you might if you're somewhat detached from reality and you've got mental health problems. You just might.
Well, the thing is, thank God, he was wrestled to the ground anyway, but to me, he's lost all sympathy now, and I would appeal to people now. I was on already to the cemetery people this morning, and they said he was back there again, and after what happened on Friday, he was back in there again, because he was seen taking the stuff out when it came to a time in the morning. So I don't know whether he was there last night or not, but I assure you, the guards can very easily put an exclusion order on this guy. I'll be going out tonight to the cemetery now, and if he's there now, I will ring the guards and I will demand that they remove him straight away.
And do what? I mean, imagine. But I'm just curious because I don't know. But if An Garda Síochána arrest him and question him, I think I could be right in saying that they would also perhaps look with regards to whether or not he needs any intervention or help. They just won't kind of let him back out again if they think that this guy is psychiatrically unwell.
Obviously, after what happened, they did. He was left out because he was back there again Saturday night. And obviously, he must have been there again last night and possibly will be there tonight. But if he's there tonight, I'll ring you tomorrow that I will call the guards and I will demand he be taken out of it and that he'd be given instruction not to come back, because I was down the dill this morning and they were listening to this morning, these two elderly ladies that go into the cemetery and they're going together for company because they brought people in their loved ones. And they're not going in there anymore now, they said no, because they're terrified. Once they see a man there, they won't go in. No, that's wrong. The natural order of the cemetery has been disturbed and it needs to be put right. And the only way that will be put right is get this individual the hell out of it.
And do what? And do what?
Whatever problems he has, Neil. But I mean, you don't go scaring the life out of people, like whether they're really weapons, guns or whatever, and didn't expect people to look after you and be looking for sympathy then out in the cemetery. And it's gone out there now that people will not go in there now, especially elderly people or women on their own. But this story has gone around the south side the whole weekend now. And that's wrong.
Some people don't want help or intervention. There's a woman that's been living under the flyover in Douglas for a number of years now, and she's there all of the time now. She's got these big shopping trolleys full of her gear, and she lays it all out under the flyover. The kind of, when you go under the flyover, there's these little ramped areas there where she's living. And I know that people have visited. Last year I saw a couple of women with clipboards. I imagine they probably were looking as to whether she needed help or whatever the case may be. We approached her on a couple of occasions. She doesn't want help. She wants to be left alone. But it's not right that she's under a flyover. It doesn't look right, regardless of whether she wants to stay there or not.
Yeah, sometimes, Neil, I believe, like, for the person's own sake, like, I mean, they need to be taken out of that situation. And look, if they have to be kind of, look, I'm not going to use forcefully be removed, but I mean, for their own sake, they need to be taken in a gentle way and given all the help they can. But at least that lady, like, even though it's traumatic enough in her life and where she's living at the moment, she's not threatening anyone. But this character was helped by a lot of people, including myself, and then he was brandishing a gun. I'm sorry.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. Text 0868 104 106. Pick up the phone on 0818 104 106. Back after the break. Calls, texts, and emails. And Seamus was in Cork City on Saturday afternoon for the rally for Besborough on the Grand Parade.
Get on to Prendeville now.
0818 104 106.
The Neil Prendeville Show on Red FM.
Okay.